Hello everyone and welcome back to the second module of the vocabulary course that we are having for you. So I hope you have revised the first one, and even if you have not, please do revise it, and let's move on to the second one. So the first word here for you is egocentric, which is a carryover from the last time's word ego. Ego was self, as I told you. So if you are egocentric, you are too much self-centered, so you are selfish. Alright, so a selfish person is an egocentric person. Centric means centered towards yourself. सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोचना, जो अपने बारे में सिर्फ सोचता है. Selfish person, egocentric, only thinking about yourself, self-centered. So then another synonym of it, obviously you know selfish, egoist and egotist. Egoist, again thinking too much about yourself, and egotist who thinks he is superior because he is too much self-centered. Alright, he thinks he is better than the others. Similarly, the word narcissistic. Now, narcissistic means you are self-obsessed, totally in love with yourself, too much you think about yourself. So then you are a narcissistic person, and comes from the word Narcissus, who was a Greek god, and he was very, very handsome. And as the story goes, Narcissus once saw his face in a pool of water, and he fell in love with his own face, you know. So this word narcissistic, which means obsessed with yourself or too much being in love with yourself, comes from the word narcissus. Alright, now the antonyms are selfless, when you are totally want to give to others, so you are a selfless person, opposite of selfish. A person who is generous, large-hearted, a benevolent or a beneficent. Bene is a root word for good. So benevolent or a beneficent person who is thinking about others before they think about themselves. Also another word called altruist. A-L-T-R-U-I-S-T. Altruism is a concept which means you love others more than you love yourself. So altruist person is a person who thinks more about others than he thinks about himself. And that is the opposite of egoist, and that is the opposite of the word egocentric. The second one is frowsy. Now frowsy basically means a person who is untidy, lacking in neatness or social graces, etc., does not know how to behave and does not know how to dress up. So long hair and untidy nails, etc., then you call that person as a frowsy person. So mostly untidy, lacking neatness, that kind of a person. So a slob also we say, or a shaggy person. So shaggy is obviously not a formal word, you know. So dog is generally called as a shaggy dog, which has hair all on its face. If you have seen Scooby-Doo cartoon, Scooby is the dog and Shaggy is his master, who has all a mop of untidy hair on his head. And so whenever you forget this word, frowsy ke saath aap Scooby-Doo and Shaggy ko yaad kar lo, you'll never forget it. And again, a slob is an untidy person, so very slobbish or shaggy or untidy. That is the word for frowsy. And opposite word kya hoga? Smart person, modish, who's very modern, up to date, stylish, or well groomed. A well groomed person who is very tidy, neat, nails cut, hair in place, etc. So that is opposite of frowsy. Now the next one is gauche, this word, and this actually means a person who is lacking in social behavior, manners, etc. So sometimes an untidy person, also a frowsy person, also might be a gauche, means he doesn't know how to behave. So, you know, lacking in manners and social graces, you don't know how to address people, you are not well groomed, well mannered, then you are a gauche. So an awkward person or a clumsy person or a person without grace, graceless, without the social etiquette and manners. And opposite will be somebody who is very well mannered, somebody who is graceful, elegant, self-assured, very confident, serene and very calm. Also there is a word called panache, which means stylish. So having a lot of panache, having a lot of style is the word opposite of the word gauche. Alright, so this is how you use these words. And the last word for today is hauteur, which is related to Some word that we did the last time means a person who was thinking too much of himself, an egotistic person, an egoistic person who thinks too much of himself, who thinks that he or she is superior than the others and therefore looks down on others. So then you call that person a hauteur or a haughty person. His attitude is very haughty. He is a haughty person and or he is a hauteur. The synonyms are arrogant or arrogance, superiority complex, you think you are too great, you're much better than others, and you're snobbish because of that. So you call your friend a snob or somebody who is showing off too much. So that person you call as snobbish or hauteur or haughty. And the opposite is modest, a person who is very down to earth, again very grounded. So modest person, humility, humble person, a passive, not too aggressive person, not showing off too much. So these are the antonyms, the opposite words of hauteur. And that's all for today. So I hope you're enjoying the sessions. Please keep the comments coming and the likes, and please share with your friends also. Thank you. Bye-bye.